With an echo there, don't know why. So I hope I'm still not echoing, guys. Let's have a look here what I've got. Yeah, it's always coming on live. It's kind of messing about at first with all these technical things, but I was really looking forward to coming to do this show today. So, welcome everyone to my morning show, which is a radio show. The reason why it's a radio show is again, it's really bad weather here, guys. We've got flooding, torrential rain. So actually having it me there where you can see me, okay. It won't be a very good picture, and I don't want to look unprofessional and all kind of, all looking blurry and all that kind of thing. So I will, next couple of days, I will get back on so you can actually see me. Okay, so are you still hearing an echo? Or it should be better now, the echo. It should be better. Tell me if you can hear that echo. You see, I'm having all sorts of connection issues here with this bad weather. Yeah, we've had flooding, especially in this area where I am in the Midlands at the moment. Oh, thank you. No echo, that's great. So especially where I am in the Midlands, we've had really, really heavy kind of rain. It's like sheet, that sheet kind of rain where it's just like monsoon kind of rain. It was like that all last night. So yeah, so this is why I'm doing the radio show, because it's a little bit easier to broadcast. And I don't want you to see a picture of me looking all kind of blurry and unprofessional. Hello, everyone. If you're new to my channel, this is a community channel looking in between the lines intuitively. Now, I have to say, I have to brag about this, guys. I got to brag about this because I feel... I don't normally brag about my predictions, but I actually predicted way back in, oh gosh, was it March, January, February, March, January time, before they'd even put forward who was actually going to be voted as Prime Minister for this country. So I think we've got 7 people that are running for the Prime Minister's position. And one of them is Boris Johnson. Now, we didn't have all this back in February. It was still arguing about Brexit and the Brexit deal. And I predicted, I picked up intuitively why there was this debacle with, what is at the bottom of this debacle with this Brexit. And I know Brexit is boring. I don't want to go on about it. I'm not really into politics. But, a new Prime Minister is something that's worth, kind of looking into. I predicted back in February, March time that this was a political kind of jostling for a position, and that Donald Trump and a lot of world leaders actually wanted Boris Johnson to be Prime Minister, including Trump, President Trump. So a lot of kind of powerful people behind Boris. And I predicted that this was a political kind of political game, really, to who is going to get to be the next prime minister. And that's why they were dragging it out. Okay. Well, I said in February that I predicted that Boris Johnson will be the prime minister. And it will be because there's lots of world leaders that actually want Boris to be the prime minister here. Now, not just the prime minister, I predicted a no-deal Brexit. Okay, and the reason why there's this kind of they feel quite secure about just coming out of the Europe without a no-deal Brexit, is because Boris has got all the backing of all these billionaires, Trump, all these, they don't like Europe. A lot of these world leaders don't like, the power that Angela Merkel and Europe have had over other countries, especially Greece, okay, and places like that. It seems like the world is turning on Europe, and they know it, okay. So I predicted that back in February, and I can't believe that it is coming to fruition, that Boris, and you can say, well, this is old news. Yeah, it was old news 2 months ago. It was old news. But 5 months ago, was that old news? No, of course not. We didn't even know about it then. And I get annoyed when people say to me that's old news, it's not a prediction. I'm talking about 5 months ago, not kind of 2 months ago or a month ago. So, yeah, one of my, I have to say that one of my predictions is actually coming to fruition. Now they've got to vote in who all these candidates here to be prime minister within the next week, or I think the next week they've got to vote for prime minister. Well, I actually still predict it's going to be Boris. I still predict that there's going to be a no-deal Brexit. I feel he's going to say, we don't need Europe. We don't want to be like Greece, and we don't want to be tied down to another country. So I think this this divorce settlement between Europe as well will be kind of fought too. We're not going to pay that divorce settlement. We're just going to come out of Europe. And I'm not sure if they can do that, but I feel they may try to do that. So anyway, that's it. I had to share that, guys, because this is a community. If you're new to this channel, we don't go directly onto the topic, but if you want to skip this first bit, you can get to the topic. If you're just interested in hearing about Archie and this new nanny to sign a privacy agreement, so you can skip this first bit, and because this first bit is like for about 20 minutes, okay. So because it is a community and we like to share, we like to have a chat first. We like to check on our neighbours first before we start the topic. And this is what this is about. So if you're on catch up, just skip the first bit if you want to get straight to the topic. If you want to be part of this community, start right from the beginning and join in with the community, get to know everybody, and put your comments in the comments section, have a chat with each other, and come for the live shows, because this is what this is. It's a live and interactive. So hello everyone, and what I'm going to start with here is just reading a couple of your comments there on what I've just been talking about, that premonition coming to fruition. Sheila White, Boris and while Mayor frequently showed up on late night talk show. Okay. I think it was Letterman. He did his, let's have a look. I didn't know about this, guys. He did his US image. A lot of good. Well, there you go. He's got, this is why he's got the backing of one of the most powerful countries in the world, which is quite a clever move. Alethea, Europe wants a no-deal Brexit because there are companies ready to pounce on British companies to make their own deals, which will destabilise the British economy and government. Very sad. I don't know about that. I'm not really picking anything up on that, but thank you for your comment. Yeah, I will look into when Boris does come into office, which I feel that's going to happen. I will look into how this is going to pan out with the no Brexit deal. I will look into that, but I'm not political. But because this is quite a big thing for the world, really, that we're getting a new prime minister, I think we could talk. We need to talk about this. It's important. So, so let's have a look at any more of your. Okay, Skywalker 7. We have a break in the rain today, but it's chilly at 50 degrees. What happened to summer? Maybe that will happen in the fall. Haha. Well, we're not getting a summer in the UK. I mean, we're lucky to get, a couple of weeks, a week of sunshine and about 4 weeks of rain. That's how it goes here in the UK. If we do get a sunny spell, we're not getting one this year anyway. It looks like, I always say, when this sets in, it's in for the summer. That's how I feel. And this rain is relentless. It's one front after another weather front after another weather front of rain. And it's torrential. I think today it's cloudy. There's no sun. I'm having to put lights on because it's that dark. It's like a nuclear winter here. There's no sunshine. And I have to say, the other day, I just thought to myself, there's no wonder that I actually took off to Greece because I love the sunshine. And there's no wonder that I took off to Greece towards the sunshine because I just hate this weather. In fact, I don't feel that I should be in England. That's how I feel. It's just not, it does not suit me as a person. I like Greece. I like the culture there. I like the people. I love the weather. The weather's absolutely amazing. The only thing that I do miss when I do go to Greece, and I know this sounds a bit selfish, but I miss my own language, which sometimes it can be quite difficult to actually, unless you learn the Greek language, then that's fine. I do speak some Greek language, but very kind of pidgin, and it's so difficult to learn Greek to be very fluent in Greek language. It's so difficult. It's like learning a classic kind of language. It's got kind of even to write it and understand it is difficult. It's like Latin, it's like learning Latin. So I might as well go to Oxford University and learn Latin than actually learn, learn the Greek language. So I've I loved it there. I did, but I missed that kind of conversation with someone with the same language as me. Yeah, I did. I made this prediction way before he was even, you know, even thought of as like the future prime minister. And I predicted that President Trump is kind of championing him as well. You know, the Americans, American leaders, American people like him. Um, Not just Americans. I get the Greek kind of finance minister, the old finance minister. I think they are advising about to Boris about the difficulties that Greece have had. If you stay in the Europe, you could end up like Greece. They will destroy you, kind of thing. I'm getting that coming through. So I feel that Boris has been quite friendly with the finance minister, or the ex-finance minister of Greece. And so there's lots of countries that are backing England. So that's why there is this kind of security of the country not kind of crumbling economy wise, because there is a lot of investors. Yeah, there are investors that want to make money, but there are true. So I'm picking up that there's true solid investors who want to truly invest into Britain to help Britain thrive. I get one of them being Norway. There's links with Norway, with Boris. There's links with Norway. Norway actually love Boris. Sweden, Switzerland love Boris. All these kind of countries. Iceland, all these kind of countries, Scandinavian countries like Boris. And because Boris actually wants like a Norway for Britain, and that kind of lifestyle. It's very expensive. Properties will probably be a lot more expensive too if we go like the Norwegian route. So anyway, I don't know a lot about politics, but you know, this is what comes through intuitively with these energies from Norway, these energies from links to America, Canada, Australia, you name it, a lot of very powerful countries. Yeah, so Samantha, it's a shame that USA won't rejoin the Commonwealth because it would make it more difficult for the shadow government, deep state globalists to hijack the system once Trump has freed you. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, Robin, you say that you'll be 60 in mid-December. I don't feel that's old these days. I really don't feel that 60 is old, especially if you're keeping yourself fit, you're eating well, and you're looking after yourself, how you should look after yourself. 60 is not old, is it really? Not today. You may say, oh, it is. I really don't particularly like that mindset to say, I'm old, I'm 60. I don't, because when I was over in Greece, I saw, 90-year-olds doing a full kind of dive off a jetty. And we don't see that in England because, it's slippers and pipe and slippers. And at 65, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I just don't like that mindset. I know people can't help it if they get osteoarthritis and I can't say it. Do you know what? I have got a dyslexic problem. Or something like that, where I can't get my words out. Yeah, I think life is too short to worry about what other people think. I'm too old to do that. I'm too old to do this. I think life's too short. And, I think it's other, you need to be in a culture where they're open to this, because in England, they're not open to this. If they see a woman walking around a castle, well, they probably wouldn't say anything, but there is these people that would actually say something. Oh, are you here on your own, kind of thing. Oh, you're on your own, are you? And they can see that you're on your own. You may be having a lunch break from work. It doesn't matter. But if you're a woman, it's not very. I don't feel it's easy for a woman in England. I don't, because it's not easy for a woman in a lot of European countries. Because at a certain age, you're supposed to sit down and shrivel up and die, kind of thing. And I this is what I want this channel to be, is forget about the age, okay? Forget about these people saying you're on your own, you're getting too old, and we're thinking like 30-year-olds. And like Robin said, you're thinking like a 30-year-old. You just got a lot more wisdom, and you feel like you're 45, but you're going to be 60. So what? So what? It's the only people that this again. This is narcissism. Narcissism searches for your vulnerabilities in a woman. They try to dismantle your femininity and your attractiveness, and they try to dismantle you as this maternal figure, because those kind of people are misogynistic and they're ageist. And for God's sake, hope we do get a world where we can just be people and human beings and not have to put up with these abusers and misogynists. Because if you think about it, why do you feel bad for feeling 60 or turning 60? I mean, even why do you feel bad at turning 70? Why? Why do you feel bad about that? Again, it's if you look at the bigger picture, it's a cultural thing. Why you feel bad as a woman to reaching 50 or 60? Let's look at it. Okay, as a woman, you reach 30, and when you reach 30, it's like, oh my God, haven't you had kids yet? Are you not married yet? What's wrong with you? Your biological clock is ticking. Don't you need to? You'll be an old mother. And that's when you're 30. When you're 40, it's like, oh, you're getting old now, aren't you? You're 40, you've hit 40, things are going to be starting to sag south. And it's like, what age is a good age for a woman, guys? What age is a good age? Because then you get 50. And God forbid, you're 50, but you look like 30. You get ripped apart by these misogynistic, narcissistic people. I think it's a culture. I think, I think it's a way to control women. I do. Oh, you're getting a wrinkle. And not only that, we do actually look at each other in that way too. And it's so wrong. It's so wrong. Why? Because men are attracted to 22-year-olds, just passing kind of puberty kind of years. And those kind of childbearing years, that's when it's like a man is attracted to, unless they don't grow up, men, do they? It's like if you're not at those childbearing years, you're kind of Your life is over. And I don't want that to be for women. I don't. I think that is just horrible. And I think every man tries to do that to a woman, dismantle their femininity by saying, oh, you put some weight on. You don't want to put weight on. You want to keep your figure. You want to keep your waistline. You don't want to get big. Oh, you're starting to get wrinkles. Oh, you start in every step of the way. I don't care who it is. You could have a really nice husband, and I bet they still say things like that. It seems to be something that's inbred in them. It's like it's a biological thing too. And God forbid, is it like to be a woman on this planet? It is just, it's hard, guys. It's hard. It's hard to be a woman on this planet. And I would even get guys saying, I'm so glad I'm not a woman, I've heard a lot of men say that I'm glad I wasn't born a woman. Because they see it. They see the abuse. They see the narcissism. They see the egotistical, misogynistic comments all the time. Well, that's great, and let's just be free, guys. Let's just be free. Let's have a free spirit. I'm all for free spirit. I am a free spirit anyway. I mean, that's why I do this channel. I'm a bit weird anyway. I'm a free spirit. I like to travel. I mean, let's let our hair just go wild, grow wild. If you're black, let your hair grow wild, girl. Let it go afro. Let's celebrate who we are as women, and let's not wear that. Let's be proud of ourselves. If we want to wear makeup and we want to express who we are and accentuate our beauty as a feminine woman, a feminine being, let's do that and not listen to these pathetic misogynistic men saying that you've got a wrinkle coming, that you've got a double chin coming. I mean, yeah, it's hard to be a woman these days. At every point you have children and that's not good enough. You get a great career and that's not good enough either, is it, guys? Now, this seems a bit deep, and I know I'm trying to get onto the subject here, so sorry if you are doing catch up and you want to get straight to the topic. But this is a radio show. It's live and interactive. I am a free spirit. I am. I wouldn't be doing this YouTube channel and just saying it as it is if I didn't have this free spirit. Traveling, and that's another thing that's wrong, isn't it? A woman shouldn't be doing that on her own. You shouldn't be doing a YouTube channel on your own. That's dangerous. Oh, you shouldn't be traveling the world on your own. That's dangerous. So yeah, I mean, you're 58 time. Look, celebrate that, because not only are you 58, you are wise. You have wisdom, girl. You have wisdom. You can see through all these people now. You cannot buy wisdom. And yeah, this is it. And again, this compassion and empathy that women have as like this maternal energy. This feminine energy is soft, is empathetic, is compassionate. Well, narcissistic men would see that, all women would see that as a weakness. A weakness. Now, being empathic and being compassionate and being loving and being open and passionate about life should be damn well celebrated, guys. Celebrated. And this is it. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do, is celebrate this. And one of the reasons, I mean, I'm going quite deep here, but this is one of the reasons I brought out this, this narcissism. And I've created another channel now, guys. So if you're interested in educating yourself about these narcissistic, misogynistic creeps that walk this earth, then I've got another channel. I'm not going to do that on here anymore. I've got another channel. So yeah, and go and see that if you want. It's I've got that in the community section. There's a link there if you want to go and look there and see my other channel, because that makes us more freely thinking that there are people like that out there. And I'm happy with who I am, and I love who I am, because I know who I am. I know who I am deep down. I have a very solid identity, because I've done a lot of work on myself as well over the years. When I got to about 30, I used to write a journal of my emotions and how I felt, and how I felt the world was not good towards women. And I've been through some bad times too. I've been through some bad times, guys. And those bad times, I got blamed for those bad times because I was a female. The men in our lives can do no wrong. So I have done a lot of work looking in the mirror to actually explore psychology and all these different topics. I'm very, I love to find out things that I don't know. Am I a feminist? I do. I love women. I do love women. I celebrate women. I do. But I'm not a radical feminist, because I do like men as well. There's some great guys out there, and when you show, but I like authentic guys. I like compassionate men. I like men who have empathy. That does not mean they're feminine. But there is this feminist movement where having compassion, empathy is a feminist. And a guy would call himself, well, I'm a feminist because I actually am very empathic, I'm compassionate, I love women. And so that's good. That's good. But why is it that having compassion and empathy is feminine? It's all these things to explore. Maybe I am a feminist, but I don't feel I'm a radical feminist. I feel that because I do like men with those attributes of compassion, open-mindedness, free spirit, and all that kind of thing. And that's the way that what I love. I love to have free expression as a human being. I think that's, walking this earth, we're all, and I am, I do work with the divine. We're all God's children here. And you may not be religious, but we are God's children. We walk this earth, and God wanted all of us to express who we are innately. No matter what color you are, no matter what gender you are, I feel the intention was that God wanted us to celebrate who we are. Yes, there is narcissism, which is they just want to break your spirit, break that core of you down. That they're jealous of your free thinking, your free spirit. They feel threatened by your expression, your opinions, your free thinking, your free spirit. They feel that they can't control that. Okay. They feel that that's going rogue. That's how manipulators and controllers feel about free spirit. And they try to break down your core, you know, that core that I've been talking about. Now, this is not about narcissism, okay? So let's not talk about narcissism. I have a channel, another channel for that. Yeah, so great. We've got some lovely people here, okay? I'm a protector of women. I don't like to think that women are being abused by bullies in the workplace, in relationships. I feel that should be eradicated, is bullying of women just because of your gender. And that doesn't mean we have to become radical feminists at all, because, you know, there are men that agree with us that women should not be bullied. They should be able to be free in their opinions and speaking without being put down. You know, the moment they open their mouth with an opinion, they're shut down by a man or a bully, okay? It's true, but we, you know, this is because we've got this culture that women are being bullied by this masculine energy. So women try to get power over other women. It's like projection. It's like projection. You know, that person's possibly being bullied at home by a man. So she goes to work and she's bullying another woman. She's projecting how she is being treated. That's how I see it. You know, it's like a you know, it's like a hierarchy of tiers, isn't it? Of power struggles. Interesting subject, guys, really is. So I think this is going to be a long one, guys. So I hope you're in here for a couple of hours. So let's have a look. I'm going to do a daily read for us free-spirited women, okay, who celebrate feminine energy, and you guys out there too who love women and love the expression of women and the compassion and the empathy that we have. Not all of us, but, you know, true women that do have this. So yeah, there's guys that love that too. So let's pull out some daily read here. Let's pull out a daily read here, okay. And I'm going to use my another deck here today. I was drawn to this deck, so I'm going to use this deck. A daily read for all of us for tomorrow, and it's Father's Day, isn't it? So let's not forget our fathers. We all love, well, hopefully we all love our fathers, and you know, we've all made mistakes through these old-fashioned kind of energies, and you know, our fathers maybe feel ashamed because, you know, they were like that, because it was, you know, it was the sign of the times to be like that. So let's you know, we do need to celebrate our fathers. We do. So let's have a look here at that's our daily read. What's in store for our daily read, which is tomorrow, okay? So the first card I get here, wow, very strong. I think this is picking up the vibes here, guys, of what we've been talking about. It says, trust your vibes, trust your vibes. Trust in your higher intuition and your gut feeling. Always go with that. And these mysteries will be revealed. Gosh, that's very spiritual. That's the first card. I think this is very directly from the divine. Okay, I'll read that again. Very, very poignant. Trust in your vibes and your higher wisdom, and go with your high intuition and gut feeling, and mysteries will be revealed. That's the first card. Wow. Powerful, guys, powerful. So can we have another card here? Can we have another card? That's a beautiful card, actually. The next card I get here, okay, we have the Magician. That makes sense, doesn't it? Go with your vibes, trust your vibes. This mystery will be revealed of this Magician. Wow. And it's also reminding us all is well, because your intuition will and your higher wisdom will protect you. Why do we have to kind of jostle, guys, with magicians? I know I'm being quite spiritual here, but I am an intuitive reader. Why is it that we have to jostle? And maybe this is what we, are these people, these men, I don't want to make men our enemies, but they don't make it easy for us, do they? Some of these narcissistic guys. There is a magician. I think if you have a higher wisdom, you can actually dismantle a magician. Yeah, a magician can be female too. It does not have to be a man. Okay, this could be a narcissistic woman. So it's either way. Okay, don't let this be a sinking feeling in your gut. That's coming through too. Okay, well, I have to say that these kind of magicians do not like to see, or they don't like authenticity. And I said that earlier about being a free spirit. People who they cannot control. Now, I think they have this this judgment on certain people, these magicians, that being open-hearted, having the energy of your playful child, because that's a free spirit, okay, having the curiosity, the innocence of a child here, the optimism, the playfulness of the energy of a child. This is your free spirit. This is your spirit. This is your soul. This is your spirit speaking. When a magician sees this spirit, they don't like it, guys. They don't like it. Isn't that horrible? They don't like it. And this is where you have to be wise. We're definitely talking still this energy of free spirits coming through. I think this is what this show is about today, is about showing your inner child, your free spirits, having, and also with that, having a higher wisdom and a higher level of intuitive kind of energy. Because this frightens the magicians, guys. This frightens the magicians. They don't get you. They don't get a free spirit. Magicians don't even have a spirit. They don't have some kind of soul within them. They're soulless. They don't have a soul. And this is what you have to remember, guys, that magicians do not have a soul. So when they see your soul, expressing it out to the world with no kind of boundaries, this is what they hate about you. This is what they get jealous of you, is because you have this lovely inner child, this inner spirit that actually shines out. And this is something that they don't possess. They don't possess a soul, guys, and this is why they're jealous right from the offset. Now, your higher wisdom should be educated. So you get an ignorant person come to you. You say, oh, you're fat. Oh, you're getting old. You're fat. You think you're all that. Oh, you're not going to get anywhere with that idea. You're not going to go anywhere with that idea, you stupid woman. It's just not going to happen. You're so immature, the way that you act. When are you going to grow up? And it's like all you're doing is expressing this inner spirit of yours, which God, God put us on this earth to express our spirit. Now, this is a very strong message, guys, and it's saying here, go with your higher wisdom, your higher wisdom. You are much more evolved. You are much more evolved here. And anybody that's interested in my retreats, I will be doing seminars on this, okay, absolutely. Because this is a healing channel. And this is actually evolving into a higher person, a higher being. So we can notice these magicians when they come up to us and say, what a fat butt you've got. Okay, don't you do any exercise? You should look after yourself. Oh, nobody's going to be interested in you if you don't look after yourself. They're not going to be interested in your inner spirit. They're going to be interested in how fat your arse is. I think, yeah. Anyway, we're not going to go there. So the next daily card read here is you are going to ignore these people, having lightness of spirit, and you are going to be buoyant and higher than this person in your lightness of spirit. You will say, just laugh at them. Just laugh at them. Do you know what? That's a great idea, is to just laugh at people like this, okay? Just laugh at them. Just laugh at these people. You need to here go with your higher wisdom, your lightness of spirit, and go towards go the distance here in your life and be your personal best here. And this preference here, this preference of you deciding to not conform to this culture, and you will push through this. That's the next card that I get here, okay. So, hi everyone. We're kind of this is a daily read and it's quite spiritual, this one today. I wanted to bring in more kind of healing, spiritual energies to this channel because this is what this is about, okay. So let's pull out another card. So far, so good with this. Wow. You've got the wheel here, the fortune wheel. The fortune wheel. This is your destiny, guys. You have got your spirit back. Wow. This is a gamble, but you're going to change the way you walk through life. And this is going to work for you. The fortune wheel. Wow, that's fantastic. Hello, everyone. Hello, every beautiful, beautiful people. Hello. What card deck are they? Well, it is a card deck, but don't forget I use my intuitive energies too. That's what this is. Is it this card deck is, do you know what? I don't even remember sometimes. I know that's rude, but it's, I think it's the love, not the love deck, but something like that. Yeah, something like the heart deck or the love deck, something. Anyway, I can't remember. Sorry, I've not got the box. So I've had these a long time. But I also use my own, spiritual energies too with these cards. So the Page of Earth. The Page of Earth. The Page of Earth is bringing contentment. And first signs of success when you actually change into this new kind of expressing who you are from your inner child. And also with that is like grounding yourself in reality. Yeah. Very poignant, isn't it? I'm not 65. I'm not 65, probably. No, nothing wrong with 65. That will be coming, I'll be there quite soon, but it's, I'm not 65 there at all. Okay. So, okay, the Eight of Water, this is, this is like an explorer. And this is a journey for you, a journey of discovery of, I don't give a damn. I'm just going to be who I am from my spirit, from my soul. I'm just going to let out my child within me and my free spirit. And it's like you're, you are a student of life. Okay, this is what people say. Where have you been to university? And they'll say, I'm a student of life. You are a student of life because you are seeking a deeper meaning. I think we're all seeking a deeper meaning. I think we're getting there though, guys. I do feel we're getting there. I feel we see these magicians now as not to take them seriously. These bullies, these narcissists, these misogynists, these kind of people that walk with darkness, And I get the Chariot card here. The Chariot card is, you will overcome these obstacles, mental, physical obstacles. You will get over these. Okay. So the three that it's letting somebody go here. So you may be in the process of letting go of this magician, because I get the Three of Air. No more of this craziness. Okay, this person is nowhere near on your spiritual level. Nowhere near. They need to do a lot of, they've actually not even bothered to do any work on themselves. They've not bothered to do journals. They've not bothered to look in the mirror. And really take a good look at themselves. They've not bothered to see, it's everybody else's fault with this magician. So it's like realizing this and letting go of this here. Now, letting go of somebody like this, whether this is a family member, whether this is a partner, this could be a family member. Every time you go with this upbeat kind of lightness of spirit, this person wants to beat you back down again. So there is a temporary discomfort here to let go with the Three of Air. There may have been a third party. I don't know what, that your personal situation here. I also get a father figure, and it is Father's Day. And we need to celebrate our fathers because they helped. You may have not had a great father, but, we should embrace our fathers and celebrate our fathers, okay, who nurtured us, hopefully as a child, and brought magic into our childhoods. So we still have this child within us that we want to express. So let's not forget our fathers and mothers that actually did instill this within us, if we are fortunate, okay, to have had great parents. So there's Father's Day. So I guess that's why we got the Emperor. Is tomorrow Father's Day or the day after? It's a reminder of, let's not forget our fathers on this kind of, and celebrate them, okay? Well, if your dad has passed, and I'm sure you will do this without me saying, go and take him some lovely flowers, and go and sit by his grave, or his whatever you've got there as like a memorial, or go where you scattered his ashes and just spend a moment there to be with your father, okay? And something that always kind of makes me cry is that something that makes me cry, always makes me cry, is that song, Luther Vandross. Does anybody remember what that song is called? And you know what? I love Luther Vandross. I love Luther Vandross. I'm so sad that he's passed as well. I think he had such an amazing soul that he used to sing out from his inner emotions. He was amazing. Yeah, that's it, Robin. Dance with My Father. Whenever I watch that, that video, I cry, I sob, because it's such a beautiful song. It really is. And it's dancing with your father. I remember when I was 9 years old and I started doing ballroom classes. And learning ballroom dancing, I mean, of all things. I mean, it was that kind of back in the day kind of thing. And I was learning to do the waltz, and my father waltzed around the kitchen with me. And I remember that, and I was only 9 years old. A lovely kind of memory. Yeah, that song, it really does touch. Yeah. Yeah, so if we have been fortunate to have those lovely, although, they may have passed, you may have got older, you may have lived in another country or moved away, never forget your fathers, guys. Never forget your fathers, okay? And I'm not going to forget my father. I've actually going to see him on Father's Day. So, okay, so thank you, everyone. That was the daily read, and this has gone on for ages, but it is a spiritual channel. It is from the divine, and it's a healing channel, as you know. And I do look at the tabloids and look at in between the lines, and I do predict things. I mean, why not? I've got this gift to predict, so why not? So I'm going to look at the topic of the day, and you can join in and put your own. And that's lovely. What's that, Mama? My grandfather used to dance with me to big band music records in the living room. Oh, that's so lovely. And well, I have to say, and I'm going to say this in a spiritual sense, we have to remember our fathers were brought up by, I don't know how old your father is, but my father was brought up by a 1930s father. And we all remember what the 1930s was like, with the flat caps and the braces and all that kind of thing. And there was no work. There was no work in England. It was there was a huge depression at that time. So my father was. He doesn't talk about his And he has written some books, my dad, and we have as children asked him to write his biography and things like that. And nobody famous, he's just written books, so yeah, he was brought up by 1930s father, those very kind of, who used to really struggle to get through trying to find the money to even put food on the table, that kind of thing, just before the war. And there was a huge depression here. There was no money here. It was huge poverty, and I'm sure it was in America too. And there was lots of people emigrating to America for a better life, that kind of thing, and Australia. So amazing, horrific poverty, and no contraception, and no. Well, they used to have, but I don't think the men. So, you do think of your grandfather, but the struggle my grandfather had on my father's side, should I say, was, they were going through this huge kind of 1930s depression. Just after the war, they just got over one war, and now this second war that was looming, and there were no money, and yeah, it's okay. But about the 65 thing, that's fine. I mean, if I was 65 and I still look like this, I'll be happy. Okay, absolutely. I'll try, Robin. I'll try to, Robin, I will try to look like this at 65. I'm going to keep fit and working on myself and all this kind of thing. I think that's the way to go. But continuing with this, okay. Our fathers were brought up by these fathers that were going through the depression. There's all this gang stuff going on, wasn't there, in New York with the mafia and all this kind of thing. And, they used to have boxing matches to make money, and all they had to be a man, to do these boxing matches to make some money. And my family were from a working class background, very kind of poor background. So you can imagine your father as a child being brought up in these conditions, and it's something we have to reflect on, because our fathers will be thinking about their fathers on Father's Day. I mean, my grandfather, they had about 9 children back in the 1930s, when there were no money. No money. And my father was the eldest. And, I think they even went into, my father had to go into some workhouse, kind of well, there were not workhouses then, but there were similar orphanages and things like that. So, my dad's kind of been through it. And so we have to remember this. They're only human beings, guys. They're human beings. They've made their mistakes, kind of thing. So no birth control, no. Kids playing out on the streets, all the houses were damp, that kind of thing. That's the kind of, I'm not from any kind of wealthy kind of background. My grandparents were working class. Okay, poor, in poverty. Okay, so forgiveness is essential. Absolutely. Anyway, let's get on with the topic of the day, because we're kind of drifting here, aren't we? We're kind of drifting, and we could go on sorting out the world here, but we can't sort out the world. The world is bigger than what we are. We can try. But we can try, guys, but we're not going to do it because it's too big. The world is too big. So let's go on to the topic, which is Archie's new nanny to sign a privacy agreement. And I've put here, is this another payoff? How many payoffs can they do? I mean, I did a reading yesterday where I said that I felt that intuitively that Meghan's big guns actually paid, did some kind of payoff there to sign an agreement, sign a privacy agreement, and we'll pay you off kind of thing. You feel it's a payoff? I think it's also, it seems to work. It seems to work, Samantha's kind of took her books off the shelves. There's lots of payoffs, yeah. And it seems to work. If we give you a couple of million, will you stop this? Will you stop doing this? Will you stop causing this gossip? Yeah. I think we will touch on that. That's the subject of our fathers and our fathers' fathers and their backgrounds. We can share that on another day if you like, because I think my dad got, my dad back in the 30s, my dad got hit by the belt, and things like that. It was just the way it was back then, and they used to hit the women, didn't they? They used to beat the women. It was just the way things were done back then. Beat them with the belt, with the buckle. The buckle was the best. Anyway, let's get off that subject. That's a fascinating subject. I think we're going to look at that. Okay, absolutely. I think that makes us who we are. Yeah, it is very interesting history. I love history, family history. Do you love family history? It actually makes you feel, makes you who you are, Oh, I hope you've not been hit by the belt. I'm sorry if you have. I'm sorry if you have, Skywalker. That's awful. So let's continue with the topic. Another payoff. What do you think, guys? This was reported today. I'm sorry about that, Skywalker. That was a horrible memory. And yeah, forgiveness is a big thing. I forgive you for not being human, for not having empathy or compassion, that you had to use that belt. Yeah, it's horrible. Lots of healing sent your way. Okay, so let's get to this topic. I keep trying to get to the topic. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have locked Archie's nanny into an expensive privacy agreement. Oh my. Now this was published on the June the 13th. June the 13th, okay, which is today, isn't it? Or was that yesterday? Do you know, I'm losing track of time. Okay. It was published by Aurora Bassotti and the Daily Express. So what do you think? It seems like for Meghan and Harry, these payoffs are working, it keeps their mouths shut. And these agreements that the MI5 have kind of written out, it seems like they are working on keeping people quiet, guys. Don't you think? I mean, why would they want so many privacy agreements? What have they got to hide? What have they got to hide with all these privacy agreements? Crazy. So this continues, and Meghan and Harry have enlisted help of a nanny to look after their son, Archie, but forced the nanny, the new member of staff, to sign an non-disclosure. Well, that is the word, isn't it? The non-disclosure agreement. I think that's saying, I think that's saying, don't tell anybody. Okay. It's like saying, you need to sign this up because we don't want you to tell anybody. We don't want you to tell anybody about this. So we need, we need to sign this, and we're willing to pay off here. If you take this money and you sign this agreement, then, if you go back on this agreement, then you could be prosecuted or sued. Or, is that the word? We can sue you if you actually go against this non-disclosure agreement. Okay, this royal commentator, Katie Nichols, has kind of claimed this, okay, that this is what's happened. And okay, the mother, Doria Ragland, helped them out at the beginning, but now she's gone. I think they sacked one of the nannies, didn't? That was something. So this is a new. Okay, so they've managed without a nanny for like a few weeks, and I think it's not working out. I think what I'm picking up here intuitively is that they've tried to do it on their own, but they're starting to argue with each other. They're starting to row with each other, okay, having brutal kind of rows here. And I think Harry has put his foot down and said, look, we need to get a nanny. This is too much for Archie. I don't think it's doing Archie any good, these outbursts. These outbursts. And I do get that Megan is starting to think, well, I want to get my old life back. And a lot of pregnant women do, or people have just given birth here, but I don't think she has. I think she's had a surrogate. But she's been tied to this baby, Archie, here, all night, all day, trying to bond with this baby. But I think she's had enough. She wants her life back. Because the card I get here is like, I just want my life back. Oh my God. This is my own deck, by the way, which I created. She just wants her life back. So there is these, like, she is so demanding. She is so demanding. And now there's no nanny to have a go at, or any kind of aids. She's actually having a go at Harry. So this is like, I've had enough of this. You can get a nanny. We can't. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not getting up in the middle of the night and you shouting at me and bitching at me because I'm not doing it right. I'm not changing the nappy right. I'm not, I'm not kind of putting the baby right back in the cot. I can't deal with your divaness here. So Harry's kind of put her in a place. This is my intuitive energies I'm picking up here, in between the lines. Doria Ragland has gone back to LA. I think she's sick of it, and but now that the grandmother's gone, there's just the two of them bitching at each other, changing the nappies, doing the feeding, and all of this kind of thing. So I can see why this has happened, why they've taken on a nanny. I mean, look at the trooping of the colours. Harry looked absolutely... Oh, they want to party. What's new? They want to have their parties. They want to go out and... I think there's lots of invites to parties. So they want to go and party. That's the next card that I get here. So they've enlisted the help of a professional nanny. I get the Norland nannies, okay, to help care for their first child. Royal commentator Katie Nichols claims the couple forced the newest member of staff to sign an expensive non-disclosure agreement. We don't want you to tell anybody that our baby is a surrogate kind of agreement. So they forced her to sign this non-disclosure agreement in order to protect their family's privacy. Wow. So what's your thoughts on this, guys? So anyway, what I'm picking up here, that Harry's had enough for changing the nappies and her bitching at him and moaning and ordering him about. So now we're getting a nanny. I've had enough. I've had enough of this. So why would they do this? A non-disclosure agreement. Obviously, I also get that that she's actually been paid. They not just this. Okay, the cards I'm getting here is that Meghan just wants to go partying again, and partying with Harry. She wants her life back. This is what this is. I feel this is the main thing that's coming through here. Okay, Meghan and Harry have known to be very mindful of their privacy and have kept a tight grip on information about their private lives. Yes, we know. Long before the baby of baby Archie, or baby Archie's been there for a while. While the Duchess was expecting her first child, the couple, while the Duchess was expecting her first child, she also got pregnant at the same time. Yeah. The couple issued a statement informing public they would celebrate the baby privately and would not adhere to traditional photos like Kate and William. Okay, despite claims the couple has now hired a nanny, the Duchess insists on being a very hands-on parent. So she's hands-on when she feels like she wants to be hands-on. That's what this is, isn't it? And they can go and have their parties and socializing when they feel like it. Okay, Meghan's been up in the night, night nursing, feeding on demand every few hours. Yeah, but that's been fun, hasn't it? So it's her idea to feed on demand and not leave the baby for 4 hours and get into a routine. And then get to sleeping all night. So she's been feeding the baby on demand. Well, I don't see her breastfeeding. How can she breastfeed? How can she breastfeed? She can't breastfeed. Apparently, he's a very hungry little baby. Yeah, well, this is what it's like when you get a baby. You have to get up in the night. And I think Harry's had enough. He's a father, but he's saying, "I know I've had enough of this. We'll get a nanny. We'll get a nanny. We don't need to do this. We don't need to be up all night and up all day. We'll get a nanny. We need a nanny." Okay. On Yeah, so I think it's a Nolan nanny. I do. I feel that Harry's put his foot down and he wants a professionally trained nanny. That's what I get. I don't feel he wants this kind of gender fluid kind of nanny from LA. I feel he's put his foot down here with that. Um, on whether Meghan and Harry will opt Kate and Williams by choosing a Nolan nanny, the royal expert said no, definitely not. Okay. I think they will look for someone who is obviously experienced, but that has more of a rounded attitude towards child rearing. What do they feel that the Nolan nanny has not been trained to have a rounded kind of? I don't think so. The point of a Nolan nanny is that they are very rounded in how they bring up children. I don't understand the concept that Meghan has of Nolan nannies. Maybe that she feels that a Nolan nanny is like Mary Poppins, like some kind of strict kind of female. I don't think so. I think they're very softly spoken, most of them, these Nolan nannies, and they try to bring up the children to be very balanced emotionally. And be articulate. That they teach as well. It's a teaching role. They teach the children to be articulate, how to say things properly, how to speak properly, how to have manners and that kind of thing. So I don't think the Nolan nanny is somebody who's not well kind of rounded towards the attitude of child rearing. Absolutely not. I think that's rude. Okay, so I definitely think it's going to be a non-traditional, maybe someone that has been recommended by some of their Hollywood friends, perhaps. Well, they can sack them, can't they? If it's just a non-traditional nanny, then they can sack them easier. Yeah, they can get through the nannies if they want to. If it's a Nolan nanny, they're going to have to answer, aren't they, to this agency that supplied them this Nolan nanny, because they look after their Nolan nannies. They make sure that they get good, good clients. So they can't sack. They won't be able to sack Nolan nannies just willy nilly if they don't like them. Yeah, so hi everyone, and thank you for being for this live morning show. I know it's a lot lengthy, and I hope you've stuck with me with this, and you've switched it on while you're doing your cleaning or driving or whatever you're doing here. So I'm picking out some cards. I'm doing this. Yeah, they will move to Frogmore, or they are planning to once the renovations are done here. Move to Frogmore, and they don't want to expose this nanny either. This nanny has to be very discreet, has to be kind of like imprisoned in Frogmore. She cannot expose who she is, and she can have her days off and have a walk around London and things like that, but she cannot expose who she is to anyone, okay, which is family, friends. She cannot expose who she's working for. I think that's part of this non-disclosure here. If she does, she will be sued. That's what I get here. So she has to. It's like she will be imprisoned while she's working at Frogmore on her days off. She cannot tell anybody who she's working for. It's like top secret. It's top secret, okay, with this nanny. It's top secret. She will have to say, and they say, who are you working for? That she will have to say, I can't say, it's top secret. And her friends and family will say, oh, it's somebody famous then that you're working for. Can't you let us know who you're working for? She said, no, I've had to sign an agreement to say who I'm that I can't tell anybody who I'm working for. So no, I can't. Whether they will guess that, who's to say? So this nanny is in hiding. Oh gosh, she's been paid off too. She has been given a huge amount of money here to keep her mouth shut. Oh, they are paying people off right, left, and centre here, guys. We are going to pay you to be a recluse in the. We are going to pay you to be a recluse in Frogmore Cottage. In fact, I doubt if she's got any freedom. They've paid her a lot of money to do that, guys. A lot of money. She can get what she wants from the outside, like order any takeaways and stuff like that. But she's made an agreement here, non-disclosure, paid a lot of money. I get in hiding. So she's behind the walls here. Yeah, I get a legal card here. If you go out of these boundaries of this non-disclosure, we will sue you. We will sue you. Okay. She's been paid a lot of money to do this. Anybody who's lucky to get this job and get paid off like this can set themselves up with a house later on down the line, But I do feel that this is like the surrogate. Like the surrogate was had to sign some agreement, non-disclosure, live in hiding until they're doing this exactly the same with this nanny. You cannot walk out of these four walls with the baby. You cannot, you have to stay here. And if you do cross this boundary, you will be sued. And she, it's a way to keep this all very private. And I feel they've paid her a lot of money. And they're moving into Frogmore. They're starting to move into Frogmore. The world is her oyster when she leaves this job, because she's got a lot of money here. I mean, what a job to bank, really. But Harry and Meghan are saying that she's got to stay within Frogmore. But when she I think she is American. I didn't pick it up, but with the Nolan nanny situation, actually, I do feel she's American now. I feel she's American. I feel that when she does have time off to go and see her family, I get a woman, I do get a girl, a young girl. When she does get time off, she will fly out from Heathrow straight away to the United States, go and see her family for a week or two. And I feel she's even going to get that paid for by Meghan and Harry. And then return. And she will be also on trips with them around the world. On these private jets, she will be with them, and all of this. What a great job to get, guys. That is a great job. She will get her private time, but she will have like 2 weeks off after like 6 weeks or something like that, 6 weeks in Frogmore, and then 2 weeks off doing her own thing. I get the I don't feel she'll be able to go in the UK and do it. They are planning to move to the US anyway, so they will choose an American nanny. Okay, somebody that the Hollywood set use, that can be very private, and that will be told, will actually do as she's told. Do as she's told. You will do as you're told. And but what a great job to get, because I think she's at least banking about $1 million to keep her mouth shut here. Plus all these trips abroad, and all this accommodation. She will get her own accommodation. Will she be able to walk around London? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe, maybe not. Let me do the pendulum. While she's in London, will she be able to walk around London? This American nanny, yes or no? Will she be able to walk freely around London on her days off? Yes or no? No. Well, that's a definite no. No, she's not. So she's very much like the surrogate, being hidden in this Frogmore house. She's not allowed out of the gates. She's been paid a lot of money to do this. She signed an agreement, and if she's going to sign an agreement like that, she wants to get paid for it. So it is a bit of a payoff. Okay. Predictions that she's American. She will be able to walk around, go around the US. I don't feel her hometown is anywhere near where Meghan and Harry are going to be living in the US. So she can fly out to her hometown, but she's got to keep it. She'll be used to it anyway. If she's been recommended by the Clooneys or anybody like that, she will be used to telling people, I can't tell you who I'm working for. And when they go to the US, they will assume that it's somebody who's a Hollywood star. They won't assume that it's actually Meghan and Harry, a royal baby. They will assume that it will be an actor, somebody like George Clooney, or somebody like Kardashians, or somebody like that, who is so that's how they're going to keep this very kind of private. While she's in the UK, no, she's not allowed to go out of the gates. While she's in the US, she'll be able to fly to her friends and family, and when they do say, who are you working for, she can just turn around and say, I can't tell you. And people will just assume it's some famous actor. Yeah, I do feel that, again, it's like another situation like the surrogate. She'll be in hiding in Frogmore Cottage, and she will not be exposed to the public whatsoever. She will be in hiding. They will not show you the nanny at all, because they don't want you to know who this nanny is. So very much like the surrogate, she is going to be hidden wherever they go in the world. She's going to be hidden. If you see baby Archie will be with Meghan and Harry, but you won't see the nanny at all. And that's where she will keep her privacy, the nanny, and that's where they will keep their privacy. This is the deal. This is the deal, guys. Hello, everyone. And if you've just joined us, you will have to do catch up, because I am going to be leaving soon. But well, there you go. There's another great reading there. Okay, of Meghan's nanny signing this non-disclosure. They're going to treat it exactly like they treated the surrogates in hiding. They've given her a lot of money, so it's money everywhere. Payoffs everywhere here. Payoff to the payoff non-disclosure agreement to the surrogate. Payoff non-disclosure to Samantha. Payoff non-disclosure to it works. It works. Okay, it's working for them. Okay, so this is it. This is how they're dealing with this, is non-disclosure agreements that are costing a lot of money, okay, for this. So if they step over the line, they will be sued, and could even go to prison. That's how serious it could be, but it's working. And you'll not see this nanny at all. This nanny, as I said, let's summarize, is American. I get that. She's not a Nolan nanny, because they want to be able to sack them right, left and center if they need to. Also, if it's an American nanny that's actually been being recommended by other A-list actors, then they will assume that it's an A-list actor that does not want to be disclosed when they get over to America. And also the nanny can say something like, yeah, I do look after A-listers babies, and that's all she can say, and then they'll never find out. Okay, so that's what I get. Another great reading, intuitive reading. Okay, looking in between the lines, and it's been well planned out too. And that's been really planned out. I think it's more than 20K. I think it's something, she'll get a salary, a very high salary, because she's working for the royals. And also she will get this bonus, this big kind of payout. This is, so that it's kind of paying somebody to actually live in seclusion. To live in seclusion and to live in hiding. So, you need to pay somebody to do that. Yeah, it's all about money with Meghan. All I get from the cards is the money card, the cash card. That's all I get is the cash card. We'll pay you by cash if you want. We'll make sure that you don't have to pay tax on that if you want, kind of thing. It's all vulgar. It is. It's cash. If they took on a Nolan nanny, they wouldn't be able to, it's about human rights, isn't it? In the UK, the Nolan nanny would not be able to be in seclusion, because that would be against the rights of an employee, to not have a day off and do your own thing, kind of thing. Yeah, that's right. The nanny will be a prisoner. Alexandra, that's what they pay for, and they've had to pay for this, because if she gets found out who she is, and she will, the press will just surround her, kind of thing. So anyway, guys, that's today's show. It's been a long one, my goodness. So if you're on catch up, please put your comments in the comment section down below. And yeah, but Kiko, seclusion is an awful way to nanny. It is, but if you're offered $2 million to do it, would you take the money for a few years of nannying? I mean, she may even have to sign a contract. But if she gets the sack, she gets to keep the money, or does she? Who knows? Yeah, it won't last. Give it 5 weeks max. Junglian studies. Well, I think all her staff leave, don't they, after 6 months? So she would have signed a 6-month contract. Let's see how this goes first, and then take it from there. But I don't feel it would take a very strong person to put up with seclusion, as being secluded, not seeing anybody. I think that's an awful lot to ask anyone. And 6 months of that with Meghan bossing you around like you're a prisoner, I don't think anyone would stay with that. But if she's been paid to do that, who knows? Okay, so I will say thank you for coming here. Okay, if you want to do catch up, I've got some great things on here on this show that are not related to the topic, but are great to share as a community. So, please go back and watch it and listen to it. Put it on loudspeaker while you're doing your cleaning and all of that, and just relaxing, having a coffee, having your lunch, and just enjoy the show. Okay, thank you. Any donations would be grateful if you want to show your support, but that's okay, you don't have to, because I don't, this is free. Okay, this is free to you guys. I actually work very hard for this community. So you know, it's up to you if you want to give a donation to show support for the channel. That would be great. I do work on donations. And also, if you'd like a private reading of your own, let me know. Also, share my videos. That's supporting my channel. You know, and share, like, subscribe as well. Please subscribe. Sending you lots of love, guys. Thank you so much for your lovely support. You're a wonderful, wonderful community. And again, just to remind you that I am going to be arranging a retreat for the future, a healing retreat, seminars too, a couple of seminars, 5-day retreat, talking about all of these issues and things like this. Which is great, because then we'll get to meet each other too, that is the most exciting thing. We will get to meet each other as a community. So if you're interested in the retreat, please look on the community section of this channel, which is on the main page, and click onto the community, and I've put there, I'm actually doing a poll to find out where is the best place to have a retreat. So far, there's quite a few people who like Florida. So, you know, we have to go with the strongest. And that is it for the future. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, and all the people in the rest of you, I'm sorry if you can't make it. I am starting in the United States first, because I've got a strong following there. But for the rest of the country, I may do small groups, okay, for the rest of the world, like in Paris or in England. I will do like a 2-day retreat or something. And if we can get small groups, if you want to put on the community section, if you are interested in retreats in Paris, if you're from Paris, or if you are in England and you'd like the group to meet up in England, please put your suggestions there too. So it's all in the community. Go to the community, it's all there. So sending you, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do, I think New York would be pretty pricey. Okay, so I'm looking, well, I think the most people like Florida, and I think that's a great place to have a retreat. But please put your comments, okay, if you're willing to, and then we'll decide on a place, and then we will actually decide on a place, and then actually you know, arrange a retreat after that. So first of all, we're having a poll to find out where the best place would be. Put your suggestions in the community poll in the community section. Okay, sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you this evening. I'm going to do an evening show, and this evening, if it's not cloudy and it's not raining and I've got a clear sky here, I will actually come on and show myself live, depending what the connection's like. Okay, so lots of love, lots of blessings, and I will send you all my love, healing for everybody surrounding you, with lots of protection from the universe, and bye for now. See you later. Bye bye.